All right, thank you for staying with us. Of course, the program is Weekend Deal, Africa's biggest deal. And the next big deal up next is an inventor, a young inventor, someone who did something very remarkable, something I shouldn't go on, but let's just meet him, Mr. Emmanuel Obayagbona. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome to our studios.
I'm grateful.
Just before you introduce us into your inventions, how easy is it to invent?
Well, it's not, inventing is not that too easy, because you have to go into research, you have to go into experimenting, carry out hypotheses, carry out one or two experiments before you come up with your invention. So it really takes time and it's not that easy.
Okay, so let's hear you talk to us about this invention.
Okay, well, I have a 12 hours emergency light with weather control switch. When I said weather control switch, it has a sensor that senses the weather. So if the weather is bright, it turns off the light automatically, and if the weather is dark, it turns on the light on its own. So no one goes there to turn on the light or to turn it off. And it has the ability to power a clock. And with the clock here can give light for 12 hours when used with the light box. But when you power both of them at the same time, it's going to give light for 6 hours. This will give you light for 6 hours. This will give you light for 6 hours. So I'm going to give it a test. Shall I test it?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay. Now, the light box is on, but you can see the light is still turned off because the atmosphere is bright. Okay. But when I cast in artificial shadow, the light comes on. Now you can see the light just came on. And this is how it will remain for 12 hours before it goes off. And assuming there is maybe public power supply from AC means, it will automatically switch off itself and start charging. And that's why you see this charging cable here. And then secondly, if there's power outage, it as well charges with a solar system. That's energy from the sun. But you don't need to take it out. You just fix it in your house, connect the solar panel outside using your coaxial cable. So assuming this is the solar system, you connect it down to the F connector here. So as soon as you connect it, energy from the sun will start charging the battery inside the box. Okay. So the solar panel will be outside, the box will be inside. And as well, if I don't want to use this, I want to use the clock, I'll just connect my clock. That's I introduce a lighting system inside the clock, and then I introduce a coaxial cable under the clock. So I'm going to just run it down to the light box, and I'm going to screw. Assuming you want to put the clock in your room or maybe in the parlor or in the warehouse, the light box can be outside to give light for people passing through your corridor and all that. Okay. And this can be in the house.
What actually inspired this invention?
Well, I see other people's invention. When I see lights, maybe it have LED bulbs or energy saving bulb, it motivates me to produce my own. And producing my own, I don't actually need to copy from them. I have to do something different. From there, I have to bring in another concept, so that they won't call it maybe a copied something or a pirate, maybe pirated their works and all that. So I have to actually do something new. Like there have been lights before. I thought of bringing a light inside the clock. So can I use the clock as a lighting system? Now take a look at this. Okay, we have the light box connected here. We also have this clock. We turn on the lights, and you can see that the light in the clock is on. Okay. So actually they have been lights all this while, but I have to bring out another kind of lights that are coming from a wall clock.
Wow, interesting. Now it appears that you have a special interest in electricity, obviously, and another of your invention is called Thunder Lightning Energy Converter. You say it can power the entire country.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it.
Yeah, the Thunder Lightning Energy Converter, I actually went into that research since 2004 to date. That's about 12 years ago. I have done two non-working prototype, and I did the first prototype. That was 10th of March 2006, and the second prototype was 25th of February 2012. And by the grace of God, the Thunder Light Energy Converter comprises of 5 zones. We have the trapping zone, have the harnessing zone or the storage zone. We have the sensory zone. This has to do with sensors. We have the conversion zone, which have to convert the static energy into electrical energy. And then we have the transmission zone, which will transmit the energy into national grid, where the whole of Nigeria will have light, or international grid, where the whole of Africa will have light for 5 years and 30 days per strike of lightning.
So what other strides, have you taken to ensure that this is actually a possibility?
Yeah, well, I've come up with various research on this. It will shock you to know that lightning from thunder comes with 20 billion watts. That's an average of 20 billion watts. Nigeria now, we are generating 4,300 megawatts of power, and then 330 kV and 1,000 volts from Kanji Dam at Mina, or maybe Shiro Dam at Sapele, or maybe gas turbine, or maybe through other means of generating, maybe from fossil fuel and all that. Now we are looking into nuclear energy, which I will not suggest Nigerians to go into nuclear energy. For instance, generating electricity from gas, from uranium gas. When that gas now maybe mistakenly leak into the atmosphere, the disaster is
But you say this thing, I mean, you're generating this energy from thunder, lightning, and all that. So if there's a thunder, lightning now, and the entire country is powered for that split seconds, and after that second we black again. I don't understand.
No. Now this invention, the storage zone, has to do with harnessing the energy for 5 years and 30 days per strike of lightning. In other words, when lightning strikes once, for that 1 second, it will harness the energy, and then it will start as dissipating the energy gradually. It discharges and gradually. Now it will generate power for 5 years and 30 days.
Non-stop?
Non-stop, yeah. It will give constant electricity. Though it's still on incubation stage, I still need to kind of further my research in some maybe places where I can go and develop more.
Now about that, talk to us about the support you have been receiving to enhance your research.
Though currently I've not gotten any support for now, though the little I produce other things, sell, make money to do my research. Something like I have generator booster here. I'm not here to promote generator usage in Nigeria, because I'm talking about bringing solution to our electricity problem and not to promote generator usage in Nigeria. So I have to devise some little things to generate fund to further pay for the research I'm carrying out on the Thunder Lightning. Now this is a booster, something that can enable generators that cannot power pressing iron. Through this device, one can plug this device to his home socket after turning on his generator outside, plug any kind of iron, maybe be it 2,000 watts, and someone will start ironing his clothes. For instance, I iron my clothes with my Tiger generator, though I'm not here to promote generator in Nigeria. I'm here to bring solution to our problem.
All right. Since as a young inventor, have you tried to make any effort to work with the Ministry of Science and Technology?
Yeah, that's over there in Enugu. In Enugu State, I went to meet the former commissioner for Science and Technology. She's a lady, though I can't remember her name right now. So she saw my innovations. I told her about the power generation from thunder lightning. Though she accepted the idea, but she said that it is a very huge project that the state alone cannot fund it. It has to be a national funding.
Of course, this is something you're doing very unique for Nigeria, for the benefit of Nigerians, and of course we know it can be quite challenging. So talk to us about these challenges you're facing.
Well, insufficient materials is one of the biggest challenges I'm passing through. Though I wish the materials are available. One can experiment, carry out a working prototype, that can power a home, before powering a state, before powering a country,
Like
before
go through different stages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I as well, I also have challenges of human resource. There are some people in the engineering that are good in some specific area, like maybe in Thunder area, the areas where lightning is being prone. We have lightning prone areas where lightning occurs mostly. So that I will need the support of those geographers, those astronomers, and then in other areas. So I need human resource. I have a challenge there. I need the materials, I have challenge there.
And I also know that you are interested in, empowering the youths. Talk to us about your work with the youth so far.
Okay. In Enugu State, I set up a program called skill acquisition program. When I graduated last year from Institute of Management and Technology, IMT, from Electrical Engineering Department, I set up a skill acquisition center for youth in Nigeria. It's for the entire youth. So the last program I set up, I train youth on production of these unit devices. We have that of changeover for generators, though I am not yet to promote generator business. I taught them about lighting productions. I taught them about energy saving bulbs. I taught them a lot of things, even in solar technology. We set up a center in Enugu where youths from Taraba State, from Benue State, from Cross River State, from Imo State, Delta State, they all came to Enugu and acquired the knowledge, and they part with the knowledge. And some of them were calling me that they are now making money from what they learned from me, that they now sell their product, they make money, they go to market, buy materials, produce more and sell. But and I want to see how I can team up with government, though if government can maybe use me to empower the youths, in Nigeria, I can render selfless service. I can do it free of charge for the government.
Okay. Just
to empower the youth so that the youth can find something doing.
Okay. Now, aside that, of course, you're doing a great job. What does it take for someone, a young person out there who's watching you right now, to be an inventor?
Okay. Well, it doesn't take much. Just your interest, your determination. If you are interested in being an inventor, you come to me. I'm going to teach you how to invent something, how to think.
Aside teaching, aside you teaching, what is that motivation that person needs, to push and do something?
Well, one of the motivation they need is one, encouragement, financial encouragement. If they don't have the fund, they cannot come and say they want to invent something. Two, young inventors out there can see other inventions and see how they can improve on the invention. They can as well go on research on the internet, go on research, maybe go to libraries, read more about such kind of invention. And if it's not in the library, they can search for the internet and then try to work on something and then start developing. Before they'll arrive to a bigger project, a bigger invention.
And of course, you graduated from Institute of Management and Technology from Now I know you had colleagues there as well. Now, what sort of encouragement do you think your colleagues, yourself, others, institute who are involved in teaching students how to invent things, what sort of encouragement do you think we need going forward?
Well, those people over there who need encouragement, one, financial encouragement is still part of it, because one, if they don't have the fund, they cannot do anything. That's number one. Then number two, if we have like laboratories where these people can go and carry out research, carrying out experiments, that will motivate them to do more and all that. So I think there should be funds set aside for research to encourage the youths to go into inventing and all that.
So what's your goal as a young inventor? What is your goal?
My goal is to generate power, to supply power to my country, Nigeria, and to Africa, because I look at a new Nigeria whereby there is constant electricity, good roads, and other social amenities and all that.
Well, he's young, fresh, and innovative. That's all I can say. And we have been speaking with Emmanuel Obayagbona, beg your pardon, an electrical engineer who graduated from Institute of Management and Technology. We're glad, speaking with you on your project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you all the very best. We know you're going to go places.
Thank you so much.